I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one,
We can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. And together as one, we all can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong, and together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
And together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. Together as one, we can right every wrong.
Hi, I'm Tavleen Mendirata and I'm a Rex Karmaveer Global Fellow.
I'm Dr. Meenu Chopra and I'm a Rex Fellow.
Hi, I'm Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. I'm a Rex Fellow.
My name is Ishita Katyal. I am a Rex Fellow.
We now have a film that we're going to play. It's called Insiders. Sanjeev, may I please request you to stand up and take a bow? Yeah. That's made by Sanjeev Sivan, a very renowned filmmaker from India who makes a lot of movies, but he also makes real life entertainment to highlight social concerns. Yeah, so we're going to play Insiders and then we'll have a chat with Sanjeev.
Nights like this always bring bad memories to me. Can't help it though. It's my world. I have no place for this world. I knew they would be uncomfortable. I knew I had to make them feel at home, and for that, I have to meet and greet them personally. All they want now is to share their memories and move on. And then, suddenly, they're invited not just to recall the mistakes we want to forget, but to share it with others. Hi Nisha, how are you? Welcome to Trivandrum. These are your rookies. Come into the room. It was my idea to invite ex-addicts to the seminar and to make it feel more like an informal meeting. I thought this will help them open up. I knew, given a chance, they all have stories that they want to tell. Like me, I too have a story that I want to tell you.
Why did you bunk class yesterday? Adaba.
Hello. Hi, Srini here.
Yeah, hi Srini.
Just want to tell you that we're planning an informal get-together in the evening.
Okay.
It's at 7 and if possible, bring your guitar along.
Okay, bye.
We all have bad memories of something or else, but unless you face the demon head on, it's going to haunt you forever.
You don't understand. It was this song they played every night. And it started coming even in my nightmares.
Pampered child. She was 16 when she moved to another city for studies and went out of control. Nisha told us that it was peer pressure, staying away from home, and the allure of being accepted in their party scene that brought her to the brink. Once in, she realized her foolish mistake and was desperate to get out. But by then, it was too late.
Until I reached a point of no return.
Can I speak to the doctor, please? Hello? Can I speak to the neuro doctor? Yeah, I have an emergency, please.
Yeah, Mama? In fact, a very recent Animal Planet research says more than 75% of Indian husbands are henpecked.
And from where did you get these statistics?
No, really. I just invented it. Ashu was in class 9 then, passionate but dejected, with a shattered self-confidence. He felt his parents were trying to impose their own problems on his shoulder. Mostly left alone at home, with no one to share his internal conflicts with, Ashu thought drugs would become a solution to his problems. Soon enough, drugs started becoming his problem.
Understood how pointless addiction situation was and came out of it?
Well, look at me. Parents fighting was never my problem. They stopped fighting even before I was born. They separated. My mom married again. I'm quite sure where my father is now. So I was left to be taken care of by my grandmother.
Afterwards, guitar made him popular among local bands. But on the other hand, his rage of being left alone for no fault of his own led him to a sense of self-destruction and hooked him to substance abuse. It feels like distant past to him today, but it was just 3 years back when he started connecting his creativity with drugs. His immaturity made him emulate all the negative sides of musical icons. Atoba slipped into the abyss and kept on slipping.
We did try to convince him that drugs were not good, but he wouldn't listen to us. And then the inevitable started happening. First, he started missing beats, and then rehearsals. Ultimately, he became a nervous wreck and had to be chucked out of the band.
I realized that it's definitely not worthwhile getting a temporary high which will eventually lead you to overkill.
Yeah. Best of students waste their potential just for the minor relief. I know it all too well.
You know what the toughest part is?
Yeah. The return journey. The process of coming back has to combine patient counseling, abstinence, diet regulations, as well as medication if necessary. And of course, one shouldn't forget the counseling of close relatives.
That theory sounds great in classroom, but to experience it in real life is an entirely different matter.
Who told you I haven't gone through it? Well, there has to be a reason why I came up with this idea.
You mean this was your idea? This bringing together of ex-jockeys?
Because I've gone through this and came back. The idea made perfect sense.
Nothing I did made perfect sense anyways. But yes, what my parents did when they found out about my addiction made perfect sense.
My father started spending more time at home. He even started playing games with me. I later learned he had taken flexi timings at his office just to spend more time with me. My mother was almost on the verge of losing her job. Still, she went on a long leave. It was then I realized what a fool I'd been.
You know, I didn't even go to a rehab center. Not even a doctor. One fine day, I just decided to call it quits. And how is that possible? Well, there was this neighbor of mine who was a teacher, and ever since I was a child, she would bring me these small gifts on every occasion. But from the time when I was 5 or 6,
Though I didn't really understand why, I later found out that she had a brother my age who died in an accident. So that love, that passion that she had for me, that filled up my emptiness and I grew up caring for her more.
then one fine day she found out and she just felt quiet. That made me feel invisible. She didn't create a scene, she didn't say anything about it. So I quit for her sake. I guess I did it for my own sake. I needed that smile back in my life.
I was hurt. I felt he had betrayed everything that our relationship stood for. In his recklessness, he didn't realize what he was doing to himself and people who cared about him. But now I'm glad the old Atoba is back, and music has been his biggest favorite.
Thanks.
girlfriend.
One that I met last night.
That sounds warm, man. Where did you meet her?
I took her to the hospital for treatment of drug overdose.
What's the story now?
Same story. Staying alone, stress to perform, peer pressure, drugs, overdose of drugs, hospital.
You make it sound like bullet points in a corporate presentation.
What else can I say? See, most of the stories, they all stem from the same origin. Loneliness, over-expectation, reaction of self, and the pressure to perform.
What's your story?
Yes, Jimmy, this is unfair. You know everything about us. What's your story?
There isn't really much of a story. I was always a moderately good student. My father, a government employee, he worked really hard to get me to the best school available, but I wasn't happy there. I'll tell you why. Most of the students were from well-to-do families, and some of them, because probably they couldn't compete with me in studies, always found ways and means to hurt me. And this went on and on. I didn't understand why they were doing this to me, but I started getting angry, and from anger came frustration. Soon enough, an older boy introduced me to drugs, and quite conveniently left me to my own means. I didn't have the money to buy drugs, but peddlers started offering it on credit, and I started taking up odd jobs to arrange for the payments. When that wasn't enough, I started peddling myself. And then, the inevitable happened. I failed in my class 9 exams. It was a shock for father. He didn't understand what happened. And I had no face to tell him. I went to a rehab center all by myself and ended up volunteering to work for them. Thought helping other kids like me would be my own best route to rehab. I needed a purpose in life, and this was it. In a nation of 1.5 billion people, if you are still alone, the fault lies entirely within you. Get a hand on life. Get into a group that suits you the best, or build a group of like-minded people. It can't be that difficult. I have to take a leave now. I might drop in at the clinic first and meet my last night's friend.
Can I come with you?
What do you say?
But do remember, we have to be back at the seminar hall by 9 tomorrow.
That's okay. We will have our time. Let's move.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. And this film was on air about 6 months back, but it's the first time that there has been a screening like this, and I'm glad that I saw a lot of people like this. So thank you so much, Jerry, for this.
You're welcome, Sanjeev. So Sanjeev, you come from a family of illustrious filmmakers. Both your elder brothers are filmmakers. Sangeet is a renowned filmmaker. Santosh, who's brilliant with his camera work and everything. I've been following his work. What inspired you to make films, and especially real-life entertainment, which a lot of mainstream movie directors don't attempt because they're not really concerned about social issues? What inspired you to do that?
Look, documentaries was accidental to me. Look, after I made my first feature film down south in Malayalam, it was a big commercial film, I took a break. Because doing a feature film is a Herculean task, because it takes off 6 to...
Just have to hold the microphone a little bit.
Yeah, 6 to 8 months of real hard work. And then, so I took some time off, traveled to Leh in Kashmir. So where I happened to meet the Aryans, the Indo-Aryans, very few in number, and it really intrigued me. And I stayed back, did a research on them, and found out that, from many sources that about this German angle. I don't know how many of you know about the German angle, because even now there are still German women who come to this place to get themselves impregnated by these Aryan men. So I was very, very intrigued about it, and the next 1 year was all of research and trying to find the sources. And I put this on a mail to National Geographic Society in Washington, D.C. And in 10 days' time, I had a commissioning letter with me, asking me to make this film. So next year and a half was making that, and I've never looked back after that. And then I was into serious documentaries, like I have made films for all major broadcasters around the world. Now I don't have time to make feature films. So that was a journey, and it has been a long journey. And I'm very happy that I'm doing such work, because a lot of my works, which have been national award winners, and has made a lot of impact on society. And my last film was a film called 25 Girls, Their Stories, where 25 underprivileged children in Kerala was shortlisted from more than 5,000 students, where they were given a 5-day workshop in filmmaking. And they were asked to make films on women in Kerala. And that became a huge success, and it was sponsored by the government of Kerala, and it became a huge success. And they traveled to more than 6 international film festivals. Underprivileged children traveling all the way. The last festival we went was to Taiwan, and we traveled together from Singapore to Singapore, and from Singapore to Taiwan, and interacting with the people there. So it gives me immense joy and satisfaction in doing such stuff, and I keep doing it, and I'm sure I will find time to keep on doing the rest of my life.
Very nice. So, around 12 years ago, I produced a movie called Ek Alag Mausam, which was a mainstream movie. It was a Bollywood movie on the lines of Philadelphia to promote dignity for people with HIV. And then we co-produced I Am by crowdsourcing funds, which won the national award. But I don't see a lot of mainstream directors who want to have that mindset of, doing meaningful cinema, which is socially relevant, which addresses social issues. Why do you think, what do you think blocks that?
Look, it's very difficult. This transformation is so difficult. Even when I first did this National Geographic film, it was very difficult for me in the initial stages, because you have been trained to, do filming in a controlled atmosphere. So it takes a while to, get into that kind of mode. Mm-hmm. So, look, I was lucky because I was happy doing it. So it's all about, passion about making something like this, So I can go back to features. I'm making a feature now, because after so many years. So it's just a question of, what you want to do.
Right. I remember Santosh made a very compelling film called Terrorist, I think, which, if I'm not mistaken, which had Ayesha Darkar. My question is, I'm talking about not just, real life entertainment or documentaries, and those are also very important, but why not make mainstream cinema also which addresses social issues? Are you planning something like that yourself?
Look, it's to do with funding also.
Okay.
It's to do with funding. When you talk about a commercial film, you need to have all the ingredients of a commercial cinema.
Right.
So, but having said that, there are films being made.
Yes.
There are good films being made. So we are still not open to the way we want.
Right. Yeah, because we created a small fund and we tried to raise money because we wanted to make this movie on a real life story on the life of a sex worker. And I won't name the producer who we met, very big studio in Bombay. And I mean, all the guys over there, where's the item number? And I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's a very serious cinema about a true story of a young sex worker who was murdered in the brothels of Kamatipura. With that, I'll open the floor for questions. Please feel free to pose your questions to Sanjeev. Any questions for Sanjeev about the film, about his passion?
Thank you so much. It is a real story. A 20 to 21-year-old girl, she went with her friends. You are talking about that you should have like-minded people, company. So if good or bad, whatever it is. She had a good, nobody was aware, and it was in Gurgaon, and she was in Lajpat Nagar. And after 2 hours, after 6 o'clock, her mother told her, it is all right. At 8 o'clock, she got the call that she has been admitted to the hospital. They rushed there. And till today, they are not able to know what kind of drug did she take that she died. And one of the persons, the Chief Minister of Arunachal, daughter-in-law came all the way from Arunachal to meet the family, and then we are unable to know what happened to it, and no case has been heard what happened to her and the friends. She was with them, 4 to 5 people. Just a real story I am telling you.
Brilliant film out there, Sanjeev, and congratulations for making it, I think semi-documentary. It was not exactly documentary, I would say. What I wish to sort of express over here is we talk about films with social issues, but there's a very beautiful documentary made on Mr. P.K. Nair called Celluloid Man, and was made with huge budgets. I went to see it in PVR, and imagine the number of people who were sitting over there to see that documentary. Including me, there were only 4 people. So I think more than filmmakers trying to make film on social issues, when films like these come, we rarely find audience. So I think people would also have to develop that knack of watching film with social issues, made on social issues, and appreciating them, and also probably buying them.
Very true. Thank you.
Firstly, congratulations. My question to you is, are the Indian audience open for documentaries which doesn't have a masala? Because all the causes what are there, it's not really, it reaches only, it is seen by only very few, very handful of people who are already aware of the causes. Unless it's a movie like what's his name? Amir Khan makes on autism with a little bit masala and all like that.
Look, times are changing. Look, if you look at it, the last 2 years, we had some documentaries released in theaters in some metros, So it is opening up because there is, if you ask me, India and China has the best stories to tell.
Yes.
Now, the one I'm right now doing is a film called Life After Death. It is a film about people who are alive, officially declared dead on paper. Where would you hear this story from, And there was this gentleman called Lal Bihari, who fought for 17 years to prove that he was alive. And he started the Dead Man Society of India, which has 250 members. Now this film, which is under production, has already we've got some good feelers from people like HBO. Now once HBO comes into it, we are going to have a proper release. So I think it is more to do with the kind of subject that we handle, And here in India, when we say documentary, we usually look at 28 minutes, 30 minutes. No, that's not a documentary. So it has to be a docu-feature, more than 70 minutes to say a story in full, So I think it is more to do with the content more than anything else. If you have a very strong content and which can be universally appeal, I think there are definitely takers for this kind of films.